Hello, someone contestant 0, profile production. Next part, Sakura Succubus 3. Let's sit a little closer to the computer if I can. I can't sit closer than this. But, let's jump into where we left off. So, if you mean a wedding dress, I guess. I mean, who would wear that frilly of a dress unless it was actually a wedding dress? I don't think anyone would. Or like, I guess she's shooting a wedding movie or something like that. I think we get some information, so let's see. This film is wearing a wedding dress. Well, I was right about that. It's a very slinky, sexy sort of wedding dress, which displays quite a lot of her bust and milky whiteness of her back. A white transparent veil is affixed on her inky black hair, and cream-colored roses and ribbons adorn her outfit, like something you might see on a fancy cake. The film certainly looks mouth-watering enough. The length of her full skirt is fully demure, but her large bust creates a nice contrast. With it, she looks very sexy. Well, that's how people attract attention. Pretty much, if you make a movie, put a sexy girl on the cover. You make a video, put a sexy girl on the miniature. I mean, that's what I have learned, because I get most views on the videos that actually have a sexy girl on the cover, but I'm not lying. Only the Sakura novels tell you what you're getting if you click on it. I'm not the only person who's standing in the street gawking. Part of me feels a little jealous. I like it to keep it filming for myself, but I'm happy she is so enduringly popular. The film with purple eyes are shining with an unabashed happiness of a new dude looking at her feels suiting somehow. This large blow-up picture of the film must be advertising her latest movie. She told me a little about it last I spoke to her, which must have been a couple of weeks ago, I think. She told me it's a romantic comedy. In the movie, Fumi plays a woman who sews bridal gowns for a living. After sewing so many beautiful dresses for other women, Hifumi's character begins to dream about wearing such a gown for herself. And so she begins to sew herself the most magnificent wardrobe of a wedding dress, despite not having a fiancé or even a boyfriend. Hifumi character starts to wear these wedding dresses out and about to make herself feel happy. And in doing so, she catches the attention of several young bachelors who soon begin to vie for her attention. It sounds diverting enough, though I can't imagine the movie be all that complex. I doubt it win any awards when it finally comes out, but it cast its stars studded. This movie might be marketed towards women, but I bet droves of men will flock to see it too on account of Hifumi's fame. Maybe I should go and watch it too. Romantic comedies aren't really my thing, but it'd be nice to see Hifumi on the big screen. Since I'm her husband, it should support her. Actually, not married, but kind of all of the Succubus is a so-called special thing. Cosmos girlfriend, Hifumi wife, and I don't remember what it was for Marina. Well, I'm the photographer or producer of IU, at least, but well, it's nothing set in stone, at least. It'd be a little awkward seeing five handsome actors flirt with her, but it's not like it be real. It all make believe, and besides, I really do have 5 whole lovers. If Hifumi feels that jealous about this arrangement, she does say anything is very agreeable. Hifumi can't put up with my real relationships, so I should be able to put up with her fictional ones. That's only fair. I don't want to be a hypocrite. It's like sad I can't see Fumi as much as I like, but I know you're working hard. You really are impressive, Fumi. I smile and shake my head, bemused. Jeez, I can hardly believe I'm dating a person like her. Life's full of surprises. All of a sudden I'm feeling sentimental. But I think I might have dallied on the street's corner a little too long. With great effort I tear my eyes away from the billboard and fish my phone out of my pocket and check the time, then gasp. Huh? It's that late already? I gotta get going or I won't make it to work. I really got to learn to stop spacing out. It's not easy when beautiful women all around you. I get to work after a few minutes before 0900. I'm not late technically, I'm early, but the rest of my coworkers are there already bowed over their desks. My boss is something of a slave driver. Work starts officially at 0900, but that prefers us to get there at least 15 minutes early. A few months ago I had he'd shoo me out for being so lax. Okay, sir, good morning, my boy. Yes, good morning, sir. Now, what's with that merely mounted reply? You should be a bit more enthusiastic. It's a beautiful morning, wouldn't you agree? Yes, it's positively divine. That's the spirit. Now, are you ready to get to work? I'm expecting results. Yes, sir. That's right. My boss hasn't scolded me half as much as he used to. In fact, he's been pretty friendly. I never imagined we'd even be so good on so good terms that my mouth locked up in the back of my throat there for a second. I worked for the Sakura daily a few years, but I never quite seen eye to eye with my boss. Who's seen eye to eye with their boss ever? Actually, I had two bosses in one work. One of the workers there later got the other boss when the first boss went off. The first boss was not a very nice person. I actually was about to make them lose their job when they actually had to move to another place for a job, because I wrote down everything they did wrong, and it was quite a list actually. He's large, overwhelming man, both in body and in personality. He's the sort of person who commands attention when he walks into a room, and he's not afraid of telling people exactly what he thinks of them. I used to complain about him all the time with my colleagues behind his back, of course. He's not all that likable. I don't think he likes me all that much either. He didn't at least, but that changed when he learned about my connections with Marina. Marina's influence has helped out the agency land all sorts of jobs. My boss and my colleagues don't know the exact nature of our relationship, but I think they can make an educated guess. We did go on a trip to the hot springs together after all. My boss is well aware that I have friends in high places, and now he's doing all he can to flatter my ego. It's incredibly transparent. To be honest, it makes me feel uncomfortable. My colleagues have taken a very dim view on my new status in the office. I was never all that close to my coworkers, but they used to go drinking from time to time, and they were never above chatting to me. We were all the same boat, the victims of a boss capricious whims. Now my boss is paying me a special attention. My colleagues have turned their backs on me. They are particularly jealous about my relationship with Marina and Ayu and Cosmos at all. Being a popular guy is surprisingly hard. Let me run you through the day's agenda, Ogisawara. My boss issues me orders while I nod and jot them down on my laptop. It looks like I have a couple of complex jobs to take care of. First, I have to attend some dull, dry government conference to take a few pics of the upcoming article, and then I need to go to some sporting event. I got a busy day ahead of me. Well, I guess too much work is better than no work. And there you have it. It's a lot, but I'm sure you can manage. My boss slaps a large hand on my shoulder and laughs. You've proven yourself to be quite capable of the last few months. I had my reservations about you at first, I admit, but I'm wise enough to admit when my judgment was erred. With your connections, you become an indispensable part of our company. We never would have been admitted to the conference if your little friend Miss Wakatsuki hadn't intervened on our behalf. We really got the places thanks to you. Oh, no, I ducked my head abashed. That's nothing, sir. That's all Marina's doing, not mine. You don't need to thank me for her help. But she's only helping us because of you. We all know that is obvious. I can't say I understand what you and Ms. Watsuki, but I hope you hang on to her. She's been a great blessing. Oh. My boss laughs uproariously. I thought he's told a funny joke. His voice is very, very loud, and I wince. My colleagues are all glaring at me. I can hear a few of them whispering among themselves. It looks like the boss is sucking up to Okisawara again. Like that is anything new. It's not fair. If he'd come into the office as late as him, I would have been shooed out. It's one rule for him, another for the rest of us. It's like he's untouchable. He must be feeling pretty smug about all this. I bet he feels especially smug about his relationship. His co-worker makes little quotation marks with his fingers. Wakatsuki Marina. Watsuki Marina, of all people, I still can't believe a plain ordinary guy like him was able to pull her. There's no justice in this world. Some people have life way too easy. What about the rest of us? My colleagues sound pretty annoyed, and I can't say I blame them. I'd be annoyed if I was in their shoes. Their yellows looks like I'm making me feel kind of bad, though. I don't think I've done anything to apologize for. My boss is the one at fault for flaunting his favoritism like this, but my natural instinct is to bang my head. I don't really want my co-workers to hate me. Hey, you lot. The boss, overhearing these mutation whispers, glowers at my colleagues. Stop gossiping among yourselves and start working. I don't pay you to flap your lips. Maybe I consider what you have to say when you contributed enough to the company, but not a single one of you is there yet. Compared to Okisawara, you are all parasites. You are not even too fit to lick my boots. Now shut up. Yes, boss. A dull, pathetic chorus of voices respond to my boss. Yeah. Heads swivel, eyes focus on the computer screens, and the steady click-clank of keyboards fills the office. Actually, it is possible to get silent keyboards. That's something officers should actually always invest in, because those clicking noises will drive you insane eventually. Nobody's talking anymore, nobody's looking at me either, but I can still sense the resentment in the air. The atmosphere is awfully tense. It feels like a powder keg ready to blow, and it's all my fault. This is pretty uncomfortable. I wasn't made to be in the center of attention. Very good. My boss nods his head on his folder. At least he looks satisfied. Doesn't he realize how tense it is? Maybe he's so far removed from petty office politics that he doesn't care. Now, do you know what you have to do, Sakura? Yes, boss. Don't worry. Leave everything to me. Good lad. I know I could count on you. It's a shame you don't have any appointments with any sexy woman today. But I'm sure you're dying to photograph Face of Williams again or Yamamoto Hifumi. But keep your spirits up. So we actually took pictures of Hifumi. I wondered if that actually would come up, but hell, I thought it only was Ayu and Hazel so far, but seems that we are taking photos of Hifumi, which would explain a lot. But keep your spirits up. My boss tapped my shoulder again, it hurts. I'm sure the opportunity will arise in due course. Until then, you need to work on these dull, ordinary jobs. If you keep at it, I'm sure you'll be rewarded in my humble opinion. Nothing about my boss is humble. You deserve as much. Keep up the good work, you hear? Yes, boss. He's so loud I can't help but hear him. Satisfied, my boss ambles back to his office. In his absence, my colleagues begin to mutter among themselves. I can't catch everything they're saying, but I hear my name being tossed around more than a few times. Are they plotting to murder me? I don't want to be cut up and dissolved in a bathtub. I have a pretty bad feeling about this. Jeez. I stare blankly at my monitor. My head's starting to hurt. They might actually be dying, because that headaches and head hurts seem to just get worse and worse. Time passes and a blood and working week crawls to a close. Before I know it, Friday evening is upon me. It'll be Saturday tomorrow. I promise to go out on a date with Cosmos then. A proper date. I'm not entirely sure where I take her though. It might be nice to go on a cafe where I can treat Cosmos to one of the immensely sugared desserts she seems to covet so much. But we've been on several cafe dates already. I don't want to bore her. I should try something new and exciting. Maybe we could go to the movies. No. If you want to get closer with a person, a movie isn't the right choice. You can do that when everything is pretty much said and done. Because movies, you don't talk. You can't technically talk, so it's better to just go to some other places. Movies is pretty much when a relationship is far in the making, and I guess it's just been a few months. I mean, before I went on a movie date with one of my ex-girlfriends, it actually was like half a year I've been dating her, or maybe it was a couple of months more. Well, let's keep reading. Maybe we could go to the movies. I think a new romantic comedy starting in Fume opens tomorrow, but it might be insensitive to take my girlfriend to see my other girlfriend, who likes to call herself my wife, on the big screen. Cosmo is one of the clingiest members of my routine, and I wouldn't want to hurt her feelings. I don't get to spend much time with her as it is. I hate to spoil our date and let her down. The movies is probably out then. But what about a theme park? I don't think I've been there with Cosmos. Disneyland isn't too far away. We can get there on the train. It should take much more than an hour. Disneyland is a super popular theme park for children and adults alike. It has a whole bunch of rides, and the staff members dress up like popular Destiny characters, and there's parades and firework displays. Constantly interests tend toward the cute and kitschy, so I'm sure she'll love it. I might act dry and humorless, but I'm pretty fond of Disneyland, though it's been a year since I last went. Who doesn't love Disneyland? It's a place of hopes, dreams, magic, but it's also expensive. I heard that Disneyland has more than a few horrors around. I listen to a lot of horror stories, and there are actually a few of them of Disneyland, and they are not exactly showing any good colors. And Disneyland also buying up all the major companies. I mean, they bought Marvel, and that was not something I like, because a lot of Marvel series I actually was following ended because of it. Can I afford 2 tickets to my meager salary? Yes, I need to stop worrying. I'm supposed to have fun on my day with customers, not fret over tiny details. I don't think it matters where we go. I'm sure customer will be happy regardless of what I choose. She's not very picky. It'll be fine here, okay? I'll be happy so long as you're with me. I'm with you. I mean, I'm sure that's what she say. That's a comfort. Though there's a few other things I'm also worried about. Cause it's famous. If we go anywhere too populated, we might attract attention. Well, if we start snapping photos of us, and the news of our relationship will spread across the internet like wildfire. It should cause a huge scandal. People will find my address and start throwing eggs at my house, and Cosmo's reputation will plummet. She might lose all her fans. I don't want that to happen. Maybe she can wear a disguise, a pair of dark sunglasses. Perhaps wouldn't anybody notice her then? Dating a celebrity, even an e-celeb like Cosmo, is a lot of hard work. And I have to worry about this stuff with not just one, but 5 women. The mere thought of it is exhausting. I am pressing my hand to my mouth, tears bathe in my eyes. It's getting pretty late. It's already pitch black outside. I should probably hit the hay. I can worry about what I want to do tomorrow. I settle down in my futon, sighing as the stress fades from my itching limbs. I feel like I'm fluffy, like I'm floating on a cloud. Within minutes I fall asleep. I'm so exhausted I fully expect to sleep for hours and hours, but... Hey, Rocky. I can hear a voice. It's soft and sweet and feminine, and it sounds familiar. I'm only half awake, but I'm sure that's Cosmos. That's right. Good morning, Hiroki. It's nice to see you. Good morning. I've been wiping the sleep from my eyes and sit up. It's still pitch black outside, and I know it's late before I glance at my alarm clock. It's not even 4 a.m. yet, Cosmos. I know, but I wanted to see you. I simply couldn't wait. I was too excited about our date. I didn't get a single wink of sleep. If someone woke me up at 4 a.m. if I'm not having a regular time as that, and as long as it's not someone of the same gender, I would pretty much pull them down and just hold them so I can go back to sleep. I mean, that's the most reasonable solution in that case. At least if it's your girlfriend also. It's been so long since I had you all to myself. I couldn't hold myself back. I'm not a bad girl, am I? No, I don't think so. It's a little inconvenient that she's so attached. I would like to get a couple more hours of sleep at least. But I'd be a surely sort of man to rebuff Cosmos' affections. I know she means well. I'm flattered you like me so much, Cosmos, but... What are you wearing? Now that I'm slightly more awake, the unusual of Cosmos' attire strikes me with full force. She isn't wearing her pink holographic jacket and her criminally tight shorts, and neither is she wearing her clingy Succubus attire. But she also brought a bowl with made chocolate, but I think it's there we should save, and that means of course that was all I have for Sakura Succubus 3 this time. So hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.